everyone, my name is Josiah. Thank you for checking out this video today. And in this video, I really wanted to give you my thoughts on The Green Mile after watching it for the very first time. But before I get into any of that, I really wanted to talk about this case. I mean, just look how nice this case is. You know, I found this at a Dollar General for like $5. You know, I was picking up some dog food for my grandmother, and I was scrolling through their Blu-rays, and I stumbled across this one, and you know, I thought for $5 that was a pretty good deal, and I just could not believe after I opened it just how nice that case actually is. I think it's definitely like one of the nicer cases for Blu-rays that I have, and this isn't even like a Criterion or anything. So, let's see, The Green Mile. Overall, I really enjoyed it. I mean, I really see why this is such a famous film. I mean, this is like, I haven't really seen a whole lot of like prison movies, but this is really a lot different than, you know, Shawshank Redemption. You know, for one thing, all of these guys are actually on death row. Like, we know that they're going to die. It's not really a matter of escaping or how long they're going to be in prison for or how long they've been there. Really, what all that really matters is, you know, when that day's going to come. And I definitely felt like that allowed for a really more personal movie. You know, it's not like, you know, they're in the cell blocks with everybody else. They're just 3, 4, maybe 5 guys in this little section, you know, on what they call the Green Mile. And, you know, I kind of thought that was a fresh take. And I know there were a lot of great performances on this. You know, I was talking to a coworker the other day, and he was telling me that this movie was one of Sam Rockwell's first roles, and you know, I was really impressed. You know, the work that he did in this movie, he really felt like a deranged psychopath, and I really thought that he killed it with that performance. You know, I also, one of the other things I really appreciated was, you know, it really felt like, you know, guards were, you know, the people were doing this for a while. You know, most of the guards, except for that one guy, were pretty nice and actually got to know and care about the inmates. But, you know, the way that they talked about the electric chair, you know, calling it like Old Sparky and saying like, oh, he's gonna fry, or they're cooking him now. You know, I thought that I mean, I've never really been to an execution. I mean, they still do it that way, and I've never really been inside a prison, but it does seem like a natural thing that people do. I mean, on every job, you know, people name all sorts of things, so it only makes sense that they would have a special name amongst themselves for the electric chair. And, you know, as far as the overall story goes, again, it's not really a typical prisoner film. It's more of like this mysterious inmate who has magical powers, you know, and I guess if you wanted to, you could kind of look at it in like a Christian kind of way, you know, how he goes around and like, you know, healing people, and how he can discern, you know, what's in a person's heart. You know, there's that scene where, you know, they're going to heal their boss's wife, and Sam Rockwell, you know, reaches through the bars and like grabs his arm, and he's just like, you could just tell that he's a really, really bad guy, a really bad man. And you know, how he's able to share that with like Tom Hanks later on in the movie, showing him like what's really going on and what's happening in the world every single day. And you know, of course, that reminded me of like, you know, Christ, you know, in the Bible and during his ministry would go around and healing people, and he would be able to discern their thoughts, obviously because, you know, he's God. But in this movie, I can see the nods to that if you look at it that way. You know, overall, you know, I really enjoyed this movie. It was like 3 hours long, but the pacing and the acting and the story never really made it feel like it was 3 hours long. That's why I kind of put it off a couple times when I first got it, because I was like, oh, I don't really want to sit down and watch a 3-hour movie. But I'm so glad I did. I'm so glad that I took a chance, and I don't normally buy movies that I've never seen before, but I'm so glad I bought this, and you know, I really enjoyed watching it. And you know, I guess that's all I really have to say about that. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the Green Mile, or what are some other, prisoner type movies that you think I should check out? I'll see you guys next time. Bye.